into more of the specifics around, what EXP agents have access to through the CRM of choice. John's knowledge of websites within Lofty is quite strong, so we'll take you through this and be able to answer questions as we go. So if you're in EXP world or you're streaming this live, feel free to drop questions in. We'll be trying to answer those as we go. I'll maybe just answer some of those via chat if they're easier, but we'll ultimately be taking you through what this looks like inside Lofty. I think there's just a lot to gain when it comes to new agents at EXP joining Lofty and understanding how websites work and what your experience will be like as far as the choice you make to run your website via Lofty. So thank you so much, John, again for joining us. I'm really excited to have you on here with us, and we can dive in, jump in. What I'll probably do, John, just to make it easier with questions, is I'll probably take my camera off while you're presenting. I'll be inside EXP World, fielding the questions, and then as questions maybe come up throughout the presentation, I'll pop my camera back on to kind of give you a cue that there's some questions we want to take verbally. So
sounds good. It's great to be here. Yeah. Thank you everybody for hopping on. Again, just throw any questions you got into the chat, and Wilson will make sure to interrupt me and stop me from just keeping on going. Today we're going to be going through the wonderful world of Lofty websites. I'm going to be, as far as an agenda goes, I'm going to be talking about the different types of Lofty websites, right? What each type means, what the terms mean, and then the most impactful, setup steps to know for each of those packages, okay? And then we're going to be going through our full SEO website and what those look like, how you can customize those. So think of today as, hey, these are the type of Lofty websites. Here's the important things to know about each type with setup, with cost, etc. Right? And then we're ending with, hey, we've got our full SEO websites. This is the cream of the crop within Lofty, going through all the customization abilities and all the great stuff about it. Okay. Also, I am going to be kind of jumping around between some different accounts. Instead of going through slides and showing screenshots, I want to just kind of operate within different environments. So you're going to see me jump from one account to another. All of them are going to directly relate to EXP, except for the last one, which will be a full sort of demo, sandbox site that we can really play around with and get crazy on. Okay. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Love the questions, just making it more and more geared to what you guys want to hear about. If you've got the question, I'm sure somebody else does as well. Alrighty, what I've got here is almost like a brand new EXP account, right? Just logged in. Think of this as you on day 1 or day 2 of setting up your Lofty account. Up here at the top middle, these are all the different sections of Lofty, right? You see website right there. You're thinking that's probably where we're going. That is where we're going. We're going to click website. This is the first screen that you're going to see within our website section. There's also a guided setup that we've talked about in the past. I'm sure that if you've logged into your Lofty account, you're familiar with the guided setup. There is prompting that gets you here from the guided setup as well. But this is a great sort of landing page to explain to you the main 2 options for a Lofty website. So this has lots of great, great info here. Definitely feel free to look through it, click view more, and you're going to get lots of good info. I'm going to scroll all the way down here to this bottom section. So we've got 2 things right here, an agent website and a full SEO website. These are the 2 most common packages that people select within Lofty for their website. We're also going to be talking about sort of the middle child of them, but what's the difference? What are the differences, and what does this checklist refer to? Think about it like this. Whenever you come into Lofty, we want to give you a free option that's plug and play to be able to use Lofty well, right? We don't want you to come into Lofty and be like, oh man, I'm so far behind. I've got to create this whole website before you can really get rocking and rolling, right? Our agent websites, let's say that I'm a part of, 123 Realty, or I'm a part of EXP, right? So excuse me there, but you come in and you want just a normal, easy setup. That agent website is really what that's geared towards. What I can do is I can say create agent website, and I would click yes here. What this would create me is John dot, and then the rest of the domain within EXP. Okay, what that would then do is it would create me that domain, and that I can start sending out to people, creating property alerts on, creating landing pages on. It would be super easy to use and really easy setup. We're going to go through specifically what those setup things look like within Lofty, I'm going to log into a different account that already has this pre-built out. So you can see, all right, here's where the buttons are. Here's what I'm going to be looking at, right? But think about agent website as plug and play. Right there, pre-created for you, you're off to the races. Here's the difference between that and the full SEO website. The agent website doesn't have a lot of customization ability. So with the plug and play comes not a lot of, hey, I want to tweak this, hey, I want to tweak that, I want a different thing here, a different thing there. You're going to be given a version of your group website just under your name. Okay, so whenever you go to the about this city page, you're like, you know what I would like a picture of the skyline right there. Well, if your admins, the person that built the website, has a different picture, that's not something you can go in and change for your John Hickel dot 123 realty or exp.com, right? That being said, the full SEO website is the opposite. Think of that as full customization ability. I want to completely build out my Lofty website to be exactly what I wanted. I've got vision, I've got ideas, I've currently got another website. I'm going to basically use that as a starting point and like copy over all the blocks. And we'll go through how to customize that and, go through each of those. But these are the main two options. Come in, do a free plug and play, not a lot of customization ability, but I get to use that for property alerts, for landing pages, etc. Or I can choose to go the full SEO website route where I get full customization ability. I go through, I make changes, I do this, I do that. And that's really the difference between the two. And again, we'll look at specifics with both. Now, like I said, there is the sort of a middle child in between here. That one would be, I want my agent website, right? But I want to be able to put my own domain onto my agent website. I referenced that the typical domain for a Lofty agent website is John dot and then the rest of the domain. Let's say that I'm a realtor and I've got johnheckel.com. Well, if I want that johnheckel.com to be on my agent subdomain, but I don't care to fully customize it, you can also select a middle option that is basically a reduced cost, and all you're going to do is host your domain through us, have it point to our system, basically. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into first the agent website, and then we'll jump into the SEO website. But remember, whenever you're logging in, this is you, day one, day two, you're going to get prompted for some website stuff at the very beginning within our guided setup. Whenever you click on website, you're going to come over here. It's going to give you lots of information about our websites, how they work, the great tools that are within them. You're going to get this checklist here that shows you all of the additional features that you get with the SEO website. You can say create agent website if you just want to go with that, or you can say create full SEO website. If you click create full SEO website, that's going to be $49 a month. Okay, but that's what that screen is. That's where you're going to go. And our packages, agent website plug and play, free. Still lots of functionality, but not full customization. Full SEO website for this $49 a month, full customization, full control, full everything. And then we've got that middle option that's sneaky for people who they want to use their own domain for that subdomain, but they don't care to do any of the customization. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and switch over, and we're going to look at an account that is currently working on their agent website. Okay. Wilson, you've got a question from the chat? I think you're on mute, Wilson.
Sorry, thank you. Just a couple quick questions I think would be good just based on what you've been talking about. So let me see here. It says, can you also address SEO as it relates to a standard website within Vanity domain?
Yeah, so a standard website with a vanity domain, what that would mean is whenever we go into, and let me go ahead and pull this up here. Whenever we go into a website with a vanity domain, that would be something where that would be package 2 or package 3 whenever you're using a vanity domain. And what was the specific question as it relates to SEO with that?
So they were just saying, can you also address SEO as it relates to a standard website with vanity domain? So I guess more so wondering kind of if there's capability with as far as SEO goes with that subdomain.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, definitely. So whenever we there isn't as much customization ability when it comes to SEO for the standard agent website, that package number 1 we were talking about, right? The SEO is largely dependent on the what we would call like a parent site or a group site. So like for instance, if it's 123realty.com and then I get johnheckle.123realty.com, the SEO tools, all that customization is going to be on that group website level, not accessible from the John Heckle dot, right, that agent website. Now, if I come in and add my vanity domain, like for that middle option, that second option, those SEO tools are going to be a little bit different. I'm not as familiar with what exactly is going to be able to be changed. That's something we can get back to you on. But I think that is... let me go ahead and address it this way. Whenever we come in here to our Lofty account, if you come up to the question mark up here at the top right-hand corner and go into our Learning Center, down at the bottom left-hand corner, we've got our live training recordings. Within those live training recordings, we actually have a great SEO video that's about an hour long, run by a senior member of our organization. It's going to be down here under our admin training session recordings, SEO office hours, where we go through all of the different SEO capabilities within the Lofty sites. I highly recommend this video if you really want to dive deep into SEO. To answer the specific question of how SEO works for that middle option, I'll have to get back to you on that.
Let me just address one thing real quick. Larry in the chat was asking about his full SEO costs in addition to our $90 a month. So your tech fee is covering your access to Lofty, Larry, and you would have in that $90, you would have access to a subdomain website with IDX access. If you were to go through our site with full SEO that John's gotten into a little bit, that would be an additional add-on cost of $49 a month for EXP agents, which he'll get into a little bit more as far as what's included in that, what kind of capability. Yeah. For that price, like that's going to have a lot of capability as far as SEO goes. And that is at a specially negotiated discounted price for EXP agents at the $49 a month. So I think Larry asked that question and kind of was, agent website is included with just being an EXP agent. Yeah, you would have just the subdomain website at the standard, and then if you wanted to upgrade to the full SEO layer, you could for an additional $49 a month. But your tech fee is covering, everything aside from that upgrade in website, if that makes sense. Sorry, John.
No, that's great. And that was also a really good question for whoever asked that, the sort of middle package and the way that the SEO works. Let's talk about what I have on my screen now is, let's say that I go into that website section that we were just on, and I select the standard agent website, right? And this is created for me. See how it's a first name, last name, .expportal.com, right? Now I'm going to click on my website. This is what's going to appear. Verify your MLS membership. What this is doing is it's making sure that we're having your specific MLSs, your IDXs, your IDX, whichever MLSs you're a part of, appear specifically on this agent website, right? That way, and all these integrations are already going to be done for you from the admin level. So all you have to do is click continue. And then you can come in here, search for your MLS, see which ones are available, click on those, and which ones are available will be different depending on the account. Once you click on that, then you're just going to put in your name, verify your MLS membership, and you're off to the races. Okay, so really that's all the basic set that you have to do. Tell us which of the MLSs, and they'll already be connected from your admin level, and then put in your MLS agent ID. Now, in this circumstance, right, if we come back over here to our overview section, this is what an agent website, just the basic, right, is going to look like. We're going to have our website analysis, see everybody who's been to our website, the page views, the unique visitors, the registered leads. We're going to have the ability to, boom, come over here and click this and create custom landing pages. We've got our editor up here at the top, our listing section, and our settings, right? Now, let's say that I send out a landing page off of my domain here. I send out a featured listing landing page for 123 Main Street, right? And that would be, davidlee.expportal.com /123 Main Street, right? If somebody goes to that website and they click around, they go here, go there, they are kept within that subdomain, right? They are, people in the XP world saying the screen is blank. Okay.
Hang tight, John. I was just letting them know. I don't know if that's because we're streaming in the XP world as well as YouTube. So I don't.
Okay.
I'm just letting the people on the XP side know what's going on in case we can fix it. So.
Okay, gotcha. I'll be
Thank you.
extra detailed in my explanations then.
Sorry.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So whenever I've got my subdomain, right? I've got David Lee or John Heckle or whatever it is, dot that backend domain. If I were to send somebody a link, send somebody a listing, send out a landing page, post a landing page, and somebody goes to a URL on this subdomain, they remain within that environment. And all leads that sign up from those links are going to go directly to you. Okay. So what this does is it creates a version of the bigger website for you that any lead that signs up goes directly to you. Okay. So if we go in here and sort of play around a little bit, see what's available, we can go over here to our landing page, right? Let's go down here. We'll click landing page. This is going to kick us over into our landing page section of our CRM where we can select what kind of landing page we want to build. Landing pages within Lofty are fantastic. They're one of my favorite features, and they're brutally underutilized within our system just because of how much value I think they provide. This is with a standard, right? This is without an upgrade or anything like that. We can come in here and say, hey, I want to feature a listing. I want a lead registration form. I want a featured area page. Let's do a lead registration form. We can come in here, create that page, click save. It's going to automatically kick us back over into our website section where then we can customize the settings of this landing page and post it. Okay. So up here at the very top, I can go over here. I can post this landing page to my social channels. And again, anybody that goes to this link is going to remain within your subdomain environment. Okay. And they're going to have access to all the same things that they would have on the main group page. So there's no reason for them to leave. And then all those leads that you collect would go directly to you. Now on this landing page, I can also go up here to the top left-hand corner, click on settings, get this drop down and make some customizations. I can go through here and say everybody that signs up from this landing page, I want them to be tagged a certain way. Now, why would I do that? I want to do that because then within my CRM, I can organize my leads by different tags. I can say, show me everybody with the landing page tag. Guess what? Anybody that signed up from here will show. Okay. So that's our landing page section, and don't overlook that because we can always go over here, click QR code. We can post this QR code or send it to people individually. We can also come up here and do post to social channels. It's going to kick us over to our social studio where we can then use our AI tools to send out and post all at once a great a landing page for people to click on and sign up on through. Okay, so that's a major feature to take advantage of within the just basic agent websites. Now, if I come up here and I click on my editor, what I'm going to see is my agent website right here. Now, what can I edit within the basic agent websites? Well, the main thing is going to be anytime that an agent section appears. Okay, so for instance, if I come in here to the About Us section, and right here, you see how this says David here instead of anybody else, right? I can come in here and click on this little button and change the style of this, change the bio, go through, make whatever changes I want to see for this specific section where I'm presenting myself, right? Where it's like, hey, contact us or hey, check us out, right? That I can customize and make completely different from the main website because that just makes sense, right? This is my website. I should be the only agent that's presented, and I should be able to change the way that I'm presented. So that's a big one, and a big point to make is that, okay, this is specific to you, and all the sections that have your picture, that have your bio, you can customize those. Another thing that you can customize is whenever we go to something like our homepage here, right? This big first picture, we know that that's the thing that draws people into the website, right? That's the thing that, is going to be really impactful. And a lot of people like to make that specific to them. They like to have a picture of themselves giving the old thumbs up, right? Something like that. Well, this is also customizable specific to your subdomain by clicking edit. And you're going to click on this green button up here and say, hey, I want to stop synchronizing this from the main website. Okay, then you can edit that. The third type of block that you can edit, okay, the third type of thing that you can edit on a basic website is going to be the reviews section, right? You can come in here and put in your own reviews for yourself, so that you're not presenting reviews for the whole brokerage or the whole team on your individual site, okay? Now, That is the long and short of those agent websites. Whenever you first click in, you're going to select, hey, I want to click that agent website. I just want that, right? I'm going to have that created for me. Now, any property alerts, any landing pages I send out are going to be on that subdomain. Everybody's going to click around and remain within your environment. If they sign up, they'll be automatically assigned to you within the CRM. Then whenever I'm looking at my editor, I can customize just a few things. Whenever it presents me, I can make changes to that. Whenever it's got this big first image, I can make changes to that. Anytime it's showing reviews, I can make changes to that. Okay. So now let's talk about this domain name, right? davidlee.expportal.com. Let's say I wanted to change that. I can come over here into settings. Okay. And I can change the front half of this. I can change it to whatever I want. I can say David dot or John Heckle dot or whatever it might be and just click save and boom, you're done. See this configure your own domain button? That's going to kick us back over to where we were originally, where we see this agent website upgrade available. Again, remember that your domain with that agent website option is going to be locked into something dot whatever is already built into the system. Okay. That being said, all right, there's something that a lot of people will do that's a good trick. It is, say I've got a domain somewhere else. I've got johnheckle.com, right? I can always go into GoDaddy or Squarespace or something like that, and I can set up wherever I bought that domain from, I can set up what's called a forwarding to my Lofty subdomain. Right? So if you've already got johnheckle.com live somewhere else, an option to not overlook either is, hey, I'm going to have everything forward to my Lofty subdomain. That way, it's very little, issues, and you can just keep this nice and simple setup and have everybody move over to the subdomain. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the capabilities and the the full scope of what can be customized with a Lofty Agent SEO website. This would be the one that would come as a $49 a month upgrade, where you get a ton of extra features. It really is like a luxury website with luxury templates, etc. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up. So let's imagine now that you came in and you said, yep, I want that full website experience. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade, right? This is what a company or a full website would look like whenever we come into the editor. You can see across the top section here, overview, editor, listings, blog, widgets, SEO, and settings. More sections, more things to do, and we'll start going through them. Wilson, you got some questions?
Yeah, question that rolled in. Susan said, maybe a silly question. If I move from KV Core to Lofty, are we still part of the EXP Realty domain, i.e. don't lose people who have been finding me by last.exprealty.com?
Yeah, that's a good question. So whenever we're firstlast.exprealty.com. So it looks like the domain that's set up within the EXP, I think this is like an EXP specific setup question. So we'll go ahead and jump in over here.
And I know you referenced the EXP portal earlier, John. So yeah, I was just going to say. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. So this is, think about it like this. Whenever we're looking at our list of different like agent websites, what we also can call subdomains, they're going to be coming based off of this top domain here, expportal.com. So whenever I just do an agent website, I just do that basic option. It's always going to be something.expportal.com unless I pay to either host my domain within Lofty or pay for the full customization tools. So if you have a different subdomain within a different CRM, that's something dot a different domain, you would need to set up some forwarding or something like that to get people over to this. It won't necessarily have a different domain as the back half of that subdomain.
Perfect. One other question they ask is, if I have SEO website, can I create a subdomain with other agents I have on my team?
Yeah, that's a good question. So that really depends on your setup. If you have a full, basically like Office add-on, and you might be able to speak better to this, Wilson, actually, depending on how we're setting it up for groups. But if you basically, in order to have a subdomain off of that full agent SEO website, you would need to basically have like a team environment pretty much. So if you end up upgrading to a team environment and adding people within that so you can collaborate separately from other groups, we do have that option available. Now, depending on the way we have that set up with the XP, it could be different, but just to make it nice and simple, the answer would be short answer would be no. The long answer would be yes.
Yeah, teams will be easy. Sorry, I should have jumped in here too, Michael. So teams will be easy to set up within the EXP CRM of choice instance that they're opting into. So I think with his question, that's going to be very doable based off of the SEO website. Like if he has members of his team with subdomains, I don't think that's going to be any sort of an issue from what I understand.
Yeah, definitely. Think about it like this. Whenever you come into like a large group within Lofty, whenever we define that group, we say, all right, these are the 10 agents that are within that group. As soon as we define that group, that group is going to be able to share leads, like move things around, like collaborate within the system. And that is also going to come with the capability of setting up your own top level like website that then you can put subdomains under. Okay, so once you move to that style of Lofty setup, then that will be available and be super simple to create.
Perfect. One last question before you jump back in there, John. Vicky asked, for a reviews section, does it draw from review sources or is it manual?
Yeah, that's a great question. So with the full agent SEO website, it draws from review sources. With the agent subdomains, you're just going to be manually.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Great questions, guys. Really, really good questions. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at our full website. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at sort of a sandbox where we can play around, show you everything that's different with a full website versus that first one that we looked at. Okay, so we're going to come in here, we're going to click on website. The first thing that you'll notice that we already talked through is you're going to see more tabs across the top, including something like the SEO tab, right? There's also going to be a new feature that we released that's going to be an areas tab across here. Okay, so between all those, you're going to see a lot more, options, a lot more customization ability. Okay, but the main thing we're going to focus on to start off with is the editor. Remember whenever we clicked on the editor in the previous version and we got just one tab over here on this side, this little page tab. You can see here now we've got 4 separate tabs, a ton of different options, ability to make customizations. So let's go through some of those. If you've ever used a block-based website editor, which many people might have, right? Something like Squarespace, something like that. Lofty is built in a similar way, so it'll be really easy to pick up. But what I love about our agent SEO websites, like our full websites, is you can make it as simple and as complex as you'd like. We build you, like whenever you sign up for one of those, we build you a base level website that's great. Takes very little customization. We have an ongoing website series where we do like an hour from top to bottom how to customize your website, where you could be done legitimately in an hour using the Lofty defaults. We also offer, if you're big into like HTML coding or you've coded websites before, full customization ability for the Lofty website, meaning you can code in whatever you would like. You can hire somebody, an outside vendor, to come in here and code it for you. So you're not limited, but our defaults are so good that you could be done in an hour. So it's really a wide range of pick your own adventure, how deep you want to get into it. Okay, now within our editor, we've got these different sections over here on the left-hand side. We've got our block, our page, style, and SEO. Okay, so whenever we're on a page within Lofty and we want to make a customization, we want to change something, we're just going to highlight that block and click on this little edit button. Now, as soon as this edit button pops up, we're going to get this editing panel over here on this left-hand side. Then we can make changes and click publish and go from there. Okay, since we've made those changes, boom, they're immediately live on the website. Now down here in the page section, this is where we navigate through our different pages and say, all right, I just made this customization on the home page. Now I want to go down here to my careers page, and now I want to make customizations over there, change things about that, add stuff in there, right? This is where we can operate through and move through our pages section. We can add additional pages. We can add folders. You see up here across the top, we've got our header that includes all of our, displayed navigation. That's the term. It's right there in front of me. What I can do within this is I can create pages that aren't available in the displayed navigation and link them in other ways. What I mean by that is, let's say that you go to Amazon.com, right? And you scroll through and you find something, you click buttons and you get to this specific link and you've got it, and then you share that link with somebody, right? They then have the ability to jump directly to that, but it's not something that's displayed right at the top of Amazon.com. In a similar way, you can build out tons of pages, tons and tons of pages within Lofty, create those specific links, send those out, post them to social channels, and have those be stored down here in hidden navigation as well. Great feature. Now, let's move our way down from block and page down to our style section. Our style section, this is where we set up a couple things. We set up our defaults mainly for our website. We can say, all right, whenever I create a new block, whenever I do that, I want my colors to be this way. I want my fonts to be that way, right? Now, over here on this template section, this is where we can select from all of our different Lofty templates. Okay, they're luxury templates that we've made tons of updates to. The great thing about our templates as well is that they really just function as starting points, meaning you're not like locked into less features or you don't get more features by selecting a template. Let's say you selected the ArcLight template and I selected the Reliance template. After about a couple months, if we made a bunch of customizations, we could end up at the exact same website, right? But they're great to find a good starting point to diminish the time to launch for you guys, right? Now, if we come down here to our SEO section, our SEO section does a full SEO breakdown and gives you recommendations about the page that you're on, okay? So this is great whenever you're really dialing in the SEO of your website. Each individual page gets a individual breakdown. Okay, you can come over here to keyword relevance, SEO analysis, and go through and make those changes. All right. If I come back up here to the very top section, to the block section, whenever I click edit on a block, I'm going to remain in the block section, right? I can make changes to it, add my own images, videos, etc. Now, I can also say I wanted to add something to this page, to this careers page. I can scroll down, click add block right here, and now I get all of the Lofty options for a block to add into the website. So I can come in here to agent block, add something to feature my agents on my team or feature myself. I can come down here to content block and add some pictures, maybe add a couple buttons. My CTA call to action block, I can create different click funnels, different forms, etc. So lots of different options here. And I wanted to quickly highlight the ability to customize and build a custom block. You can come down here to an embed, and you can select this image to code option where you can just throw in a screenshot of something and our system is going to create HTML code for it and put it directly into your website. You can also click up here and guess what? If you're into fully customized HTML coded websites, this is for you. You can customize and build out whatever you'd like, whether or not we have like a customized block option for you. But not to intimidate you with that option, all of our blocks listed here will cover you from top to bottom. We've got all different types, all different types within those types. Let's talk about some other features. And Wilson, do you want to jump in with a question?
Yeah, just a few rolled in that in the last few minutes. Just wanted to quickly jump in if you don't mind, John. Tim asked, what is the price for using a vanity domain? Which I can answer this one. Tim, as far as what's included with your Lofty account when you join, you have access to the subdomain website with IDX access. That's just included. To get the vanity domain upgrade that John's been talking a little bit about, it would be $10 in addition to what's covered under the tech fee with EXP. And then if you were going to go with the full SEO site, it'd be at $49 a month. So I think you were asking more around the vanity domain. That would be at $10 per month for EXP agents, the special discounted pricing. John just asked as well, is there an option to trial the custom Lofty site? John, unfortunately, we don't have like a trial option for anything outside of what's included automatically with your EXP site, or excuse me, with your EXP account. I would recommend going in and seeing if the subdomain option that's included is, from a visual perspective, functionality going to be what you'd like. And if not, one of those two next options would be, something you could give a try to for a period of time. It would be the normal discounted price, but if for some reason it's, not what you expected, you could always go back to the subdomain too. So, John, what I was going to ask you is, Josmar said, in the agent website, am I going to be able to upload pre-construction projects? Also, the web can be in Spanish. So I think he was wondering if there's a Spanish language option for the website.
Yeah, that's a good question. So on the uploading, so what can you repeat the first part of the question?
Yeah, he says, in the agent website, am I going to be able to upload pre-construction projects?
Yeah, so whenever we're talking about like the listings that are available on the agent website, if something isn't available on the MLS, like a listing isn't available, you can add a manual listing right up here at the Add Manual Listing button within Lofty. Once you've added this manual listing, it will appear on your agent website. So if you've got a pre-construction listing or something that, like I said, isn't currently available on the MLS, you just want to add it here within your CRM, and then it will be available on your agent website, regardless of which package you have. Now, the follow-up question to that, sorry, Wilson, can you remind me?
No, you're good. He was just curious, I think, around like Spanish language
Ah,
options for the site. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. We do offer a Spanish language option. It's going to be in the marketplace. I believe it's under language. So right here, and this is within any Lofty account, you can go over to marketplace. Come over here to learn more. You can order a agent. So this would be the difference whenever we're talking about having a website that has multiple subdomains under it, right? That would be the $99 a month versus the agent one would be $49 a month. This would be the add-on to add the ability to change languages on the website and change currencies. So if you're looking for different language, different currency, we do offer that as be an additional cost, an additional add-on within the marketplace.
Perfect. Thank you, John. Mickey also asked, I might have missed it, but if we're licensed in multiple states, can the website support multiple MLS?
Yes. So when the website can support multiple MLSs, if we're on our like full websites, right, that we're working on the agent SEO websites with the upgrade, whenever we come over here into listings, we can just come up here, do add new MLS and apply to whichever MLSs we're a part of. It can support as many MLSs really as you want. Each website comes with 5 free MLSs. So once I add a 6th one, I'm going to pay an additional fee. That additional fee is only $5 per month per MLS. So pretty minimal. Most people are part of less than 5. But to answer the question, it can support at like additional MLSs within individual blocks. You can say, hey, on this page, only show listings that are within this state. On this page, only show listings that are within this MLS. And you can really get super detailed on which MLS listings you're showing on which pages. And you can add in lots of MLSs to the website.
Perfect. Thank you, John. Let me see if there's another quick question here. Charles asked, just for clarity on what Wilson just said, does the $49 option include the vanity domain cost, or is it just $49 plus another $10? Also, does Lofty have smart number options and mass video and texting capabilities? So a few questions. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So I think what he's getting at is whenever you do the $49 a month option for that full Lofty website, that has the ability to have your domain on top of it, right? It also has the ability to be fully customizable. That $10 a month option would be if I don't care about customizing, but I do want my domain on top of there. Okay. Now, as far as the cost of the domain, if you're referring to that, that cost of like purchasing the domain is separate from this entirely, right? Where I can go to GoDaddy and buy johnheckle.com and then bring it over into Lofty. The cost of johnheckle.com, though, be handled somewhere else, right? You can also purchase vanity domains within Lofty if you'd like, if you don't have a domain and you'd like one. But most of the time, what people are doing is they're bringing in a domain they've purchased from one of those other providers. Super simple to get that set up, and I'll cover that before we hop off today. But that $10 a month is no customization, but I do want my domain that I already have on top of there. $49 a month is I want full customization and my domain on top of the website. The second and third questions was the smart number.
Yeah, smart number options and mass video and texting capabilities.
Yeah, so we do have all of those. Whenever we come in here to our settings, we come into call and text. Okay, this is basically like a sandbox account. So it's got a couple different upgrades within here. But within every Lofty account, you're going to have the basic call and text package and the ability to use what we call an office number. So there's already going to be a virtual number set up for you to be able to make calls and send text messages through. I would definitely recommend, if you come up here into the question mark within a Lofty account, you can go to this Get Training button, and we run live trainings specifically about the calling and texting functions within Lofty. And then you can also go to your Learning Center and those live training recordings and dig more into all the individual settings with calling and texting. But to answer your question, every Lofty account has the ability to use a virtual number to call and text. Now, you can also upgrade those packages for more texting, more calling minutes, and to have additional phone numbers within Lofty. We do offer all of that. So on the mass texting, you can mass text whoever you'd like within Lofty. If you select a group of people, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to select 2 just random leads here. I have this mass text option right up there. Now I can put in whatever information I want here and send it out. We do have the ability, of course, to like embed links, put bomb videos. We have a bomb integration into text messages, etc. So as far as videos goes, it really depends on what you want to set up, whether you're embedding links or using bomb or something like that. But we do have the ability to mass text and your account comes with the ability to text, and there is the ability to send out videos, etc.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
Yeah, definitely. Really good questions. I keep saying that, but they truly are. Alrighty, so let's come back over here into our editor. I want to go ahead and show you an example of the way in which you can use Lofty to really generate a lot of really cool pages on your website really quickly. So this is going to be under an Areas tab within your account. Within this account, it's going to be under Settings and then what we call Featured Areas. This is right here. So within our Lofty setup, we have the ability for you to just put in the name of a city or the name of a neighborhood, and 3 full pages are generated for you to then drive traffic to your website. Okay, so for instance, let's say that I sell a lot in, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, so I'm going to go ahead and put in Tower Grove. Tower Grove is a specific part of St. Louis. There we go, Tower Grove, St. Louis. There we go, Tower Grove South, perfect. What's going to happen here is our system is going to do a quick outline around that area, create a map, create a list of all of the listings within that area. It's going to create an introduction about the area that also includes market data, average sales price, average listing, time on the market, tons of great information. And all you have to do is put in that location and click OK. Right now, you can see how beneficial that would be. You can post that to your social channels. You can create landing pages using it. You can link it to the main part of your homepage. It's really, lots of great possibilities with it, and it's super easy, right? Turnkey. So definitely take advantage of the featured area function. It's really a great one. Now, the other ones quickly I'll cover just so we leave some room for some more questions here at the end. I'll cover these quickly. If we go over into our SEO tab, what we have here is our SEO checklist. Our SEO checklist walks you through how to set up great SEO for your website within Lofty step by step. Remember, we also have that SEO analysis for individual pages, but this SEO checklist is really great for just making sure all of the big building blocks are there. It walks you through all the necessary steps, takes care of you. Highly recommend in your setup just going through and knocking those out one by one. Whenever we come over here into our listing section, we referenced it earlier whenever we were talking about adding multiple MLSs. That's really the main thing that people use this for, is adding new MLSs. You can also come over here and look at different filters, add filters to your MLS feed. For instance, like let's say that you want to tell the system, whenever I have a listings page, I always want listings within this zip code to be at the very top. That's a capability that this website would have within this listing section. Now we've already gone through our editor, so let's jump over here into blog. We do have the ability for you to create blogs, and you have the ability to have our AI write initial blogs for you that you can then post or just use as a starting point and continue to work through. Okay. Whenever you do add new blog, this is what it looks like. You can also customize the SEO for this blog post as well. Now, you have the ability to just keep those blogs hidden, or you can make them clickable on your individual website, but the blog tool is great. Whenever I come over here and I do AI Blog Assistant, I can basically use it similar to ChatGPT or Gemini or DeepSeek, right? Where I just put into this, ask me anything, what I want the blog to be about. It'll generate it for me and I can use it from there. Now, what's awesome about that website, this would apply to both of the main two types of websites that we've talked about, that agent website and the full SEO website, is I can see website activity for the people that are going to my website within my CRM. That's really the huge get, right? We love driving people to our website, getting them to sign up, but I also want to be able to see, are they looking at listings? What listings are they looking at? Are they clicking here? Are they clicking there? All of that is going to be tracked within Lofty, right? The main way it's going to be tracked is on individual leads. You can use this as a way to trigger smart plans, or drip campaigns would be the general term, right? I can say, hey, if somebody goes to my website, immediately send them this email. If they click on this listing, immediately send them this text message, and get as specific with it as you'd like. Again, because Lofty is an all-in-one platform, you can really drill down into that and make it as customized as you'd like. Also, within our Lofty accounts, there's a section of your CRM called segments. Within those segments, one of the great things about that is I can see the website activity of a given group. So for instance, these are my past clients. I put them in a group. I said, all right, these 217 people, they're their own category. Once I've done that, I can see specifically what people are doing on my website. And again, this would apply to your agent website or your full SEO website. I can see, all right, which leads have gone to the website, which leads have searched, have they saved leads, have they left messages, have they requested showings. And I can see down here on my activities timeline who exactly did what. I can go to a specific lead. So let's go over here to Andrew. I'm going to be able to see all of their website activity in the activities timeline. It's going to come in here as a little green eye, right? That they've gone through and they've done stuff, they've opened things, they've viewed properties. And from there, I can base my follow-ups, right? So to summarize everything, guys, whenever I first come into my Lofty account, I've got options. I can go in with a really plug and play version of the Lofty website where I can send out property alerts, create landing pages. I can customize my sections of my website where it presents me and make those unique to me, but I don't have to do tons of customization. I'm given a domain that's on EXP that then I can start using to send out to leads, right? Then my other options are, hey, I want my own domain on this website where you can pay $10 a month to hook up your domain to it. Or I want to do a full Lofty website with a full build with HTML coding options, full page building options, really like the whole range of great features. That would be $49 a month. And from there, you want to go in, make those customizations, and then move a domain over on top of it. Okay, so that's the summary of all the different packages and kind of how they're laid out. No matter which package you choose, you're going to be able to send out outreach and see how people are interacting with that website. The last thing, and I'll kick it over to you, Wilson, for the next set of questions, would be the domain configuration. So what I've got here is a domain configuration guide within Lofty that shows you how to point a domain to Lofty. If I own johnheckle.com, I want to know how to make that johnheckle.com point to my Lofty website. This domain configuration guide is super simple. It takes you through exactly how to do it, and you can find this within our help center at any time. Really, all you're doing is you're going into GoDaddy or Squarespace or something, and you're saying, all right, I've got to copy and paste this 52, 52, 24, 52 number and put it into an A record. And then the same thing with this one. Really just copy and pasting a couple things over. We give you a full guide on how to do it. Wilson, more questions from the group?
Awesome. Thanks so much, John. This has been great. Yeah, we'll just kind of go through. We have a few more minutes left, so we'll kind of rapid fire on some of these. There's a few that have kind of built up in the chat here. Is there let me see here. So John was asking, are there people we can hire to do HTML customizations on the site? Which I would say you definitely can. I know we internally have some. Go ahead, John.
No. Yeah, exactly. Definitely can. We do have a website builder service within Lofty where you can work with a custom website designer that can have longer lead times for the full build, and you get like customizations, rounds of edits, etc. You can reach out to our team to see the cost on that, what that would look like, the lead time for you specifically. Additionally, whenever you log into your Lofty account, you can come up here to this question mark. And under this user community, if you click there, it's going to take you to our Lofty Facebook group. There's something like 9,000-ish people in here, all talking about the ways in which they use 8,000, the way in which they use Lofty, also people offering services like, hey, I can HTML code your Lofty website for you for this cost, and you can talk with them within this Facebook group. Additionally, guys, anywhere that you find HTML coded websites as an offering, all you need to do is give them your Lofty login and they could jump in there and do it. They don't need to have Lofty specific knowledge.
Perfect. Thank you, John. Are there examples of full custom sites now running that we can provide, like examples? I didn't have any off the top of my head when I saw this one roll through, but I don't know if there's anything that we can send that way, John.
Yeah, definitely. So the first one would be if we go in here to EXP. Let me open this up. We do have a list of clients that have said, yeah, you can show off our websites if you'd like, but specific to EXP, this expportal.com, this is an example of a full Lofty website, right? You can go through this, take a look at that, expportal.com. This is using lots of the basic like Lofty tools within that. Like this isn't a fully customized, completely built out website, but it is a full Lofty website that you can check out. And then we do have a list of people that we can send over if we want to pull that after the call.
Okay, sounds good. We got a couple more minutes here. It says, does the mass text allow you to pull tags like the first name, address, etc.?
Yeah, so what you would want to do is come in here to our and we call them within our system variables, right? We've got a wide range of variables that you can use within text and within emails. First name, their last listing they've looked at, etc. Those are all available. So if we go in here to the people tab, and I'm going to, and this would be available for mass texting as well as individual texts. Come in here to text. Over here, it's going to be under this hashtag icon. I can say, all right, for this text, go ahead and put in a listing variable, agent variable, transaction variable, general variables like time of the day of the week. But you can build those out, build out templates of them, and then send them out in mass, and it'll automatically fill their individual information.
Awesome. Thanks, John. How long does it take for Lofty to review MLS application?
It really depends on the MLS. The lead time that we normally ask people to plan for is around 7 to 10 days. It can take far less time. It can be within the hour, or there can be issues here and there, and it can take longer. So it really just depends on the individual MLS, and obviously if you run into any issues. But we do have a full MLS team over here at Lofty managing those integrations, so we can reach out to them, work out things. But I would plan on around 7 days from the time you put it in to the time it's approved.
Perfect. Is there let me see here. Sorry. Just make sure. Is there a limit on number of pages, areas we can add to the websites?
Not a limit to the amount of those featured areas or to the amount of pages. That being said, there might technically be like a technical limit. I've seen people with like hundreds of pages that they aren't hitting that limit. So that is not something I would be concerned about, either with the featured area pages or the build of individual pages within your website.
Awesome. And then I think it's probably time for one last question. Is Vanity domain fee included with custom $49 a month fee? I know we've kind of addressed some of this already, but.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think that's a good one to end on. Think about it like this. The free version, you don't get customization ability or domain ability, right? The ability to hook up your domain. The $10 a month option, you don't get customization ability. We've talked about which parts are exceptions to that, but you don't get large customization ability, but you do get that vanity domain hookup ability, right? The configuration ability. Then that $49 a month includes both. So not an additional fee on top of that. You do need to have or own the domain in order to configure, but it does allow you then to configure.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. I think that's about it for time, but wanted to just thank you again for all that you did today, taking us through websites with these EXP agents. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the attendance today, guys. We'll be talking with you soon on Mondays and Wednesdays for the next few weeks. So thanks so much. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Thanks, John.
Yep. Thanks, guys.